Hey everybody, Mr. Walker here. I'm going to go over our next lesson, Amplify. Unit 7C, Subunit 1, Lesson 3. Specifically titled, But Something Goes Wrong. We're still on this Phineas Gage thing. And Phineas Gage has a job as a railroad builder. In the order to build a railroad, very often you've got to remove large amounts of rock. Why? Trains don't like to go up and down hill. So we try to make them nice and flat, the tracks. In order to do that, what a person generally will do is when you come across a big chunk of rock, you've got to blast it away with gunpowder or dynamite or whatever. In this particular era, it was gunpowder. And Phineas Gage was the one who would help do that. So the first thing they've got for you to do is talk about the blasting process. You need to put in order these things. What happens first, what happens last, okay? Try to arrange those as best you can. Don't worry, most of us will get it wrong. Then we want to go to number 3. Number 3 actually poses an interesting question. Where does it go wrong? Right, Phineas Gage gets this rod shot through the top of his head because something goes wrong. He certainly didn't plan on it. So when exactly does that take place? So you've got all of the steps to do the blasting. Which step do you think went wrong? All you have to do is pick one, and then down here, defend your answer. Why do you think that was a spot that it went wrong? You all right, Hank? The way that this thing goes down, there could be a couple of different answers here. It really depends on your perspective, but it definitely goes very wrong, and your goal is to be able to argue your point. Which step really goes wrong and why? When you're done with that, and I know this is a lot of reading right now, okay? We're trying to get through the book first, that way, or through the story first, that way we can really talk about it and learn things. So I know that there's a little bit of reading in this one, but the good news is no long writing assignment. When you're finished with that, ideally we would be in class and we would talk about it and say, well, why do you think that one? Why do you think that one? And so we don't get that opportunity, okay? For me, I think the accident takes place when Phineas Gage, and this isn't one of the answers that's available, when Phineas Gage puts his tamping rod too close to the hole. He does this all day, every day. He should know better than to put that rod right there, because if it slips on the granite, and it does, it causes a spark, causes a big explosion. He gets hurt, should be dead. I think that the issue that took place was not in one of the steps, but that's not one of the options. So you can't use my answer. You have to use one of the answers they provide you and then defend it briefly. Piece of cake. When you're done with that, what you want to do is, I like this slide 6 thing. I'm not going to grade it, but I do want you to read it, okay? I want you to read it because this is the argument I've been making for a very, very long time. English is critical to your ability to understand the world. And it's not just English, whatever language you're learning, right? In Spain, they probably have Spanish language arts. It's the same idea. The ability to communicate with the other people around you is important. And in this one here, they have this really long story, okay? In this story, there is an issue where a person's having a bad day and they want to go buy candy. And they get to the candy store and they throw all their money out and they may or may not have enough. Your job is to figure out if they have enough. The point of why this is a challenge and why it's in English is because you have to figure this out in English. It's not written like a math problem, it's written like an essay. It's written like a story. And so you've got to be able to take that information and take out the important bits and say, okay, does this work? And I think you'll do just fine with it. When you're finished with that, we want to go here to the solo. The solo is the major graded thing that we're going to look at. It asks you to read more of the story and then answer some multiple choice questions. It's not difficult. It's specifically talking about the accident and what happens immediately after the accident. Because again, our guy, Phineas Gage, gets hurt, but it doesn't take him down. It doesn't kill him instantly. He's actually able to walk on his own. You know, oh God, I'm bleeding. He's able to walk all the way back to town to the doctor's office. And so you need to answer the questions here I think there's, let's see, 3 through 8. So there's what, 6 questions? Piece of cake. And that's what I'm going to grade. So thank you so much, and I will see you for the next lesson, guys.